Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mild Chaos podcast. I'm your host, Casey.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Morgan Victoria.
You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mild Chaos Pod, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Mild Chaos Pod. We're just going to jump right in because we have a lot to talk about. And we all pretty much had the same weekend because we spent it together because it was Kayla's birthday. So I guess we could start with Morgan and I, because Morgan basically spent the week in DC and at my apartment.
Yeah, so I came into DC a little earlier. So Memorial weekend, I was in DC celebrating my other friend's birthday. And then I think that was Saturday and Sunday, part of Monday. Pretty much all of Monday, because Casey came home pretty late on Monday night. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I was in DC by myself with hanging out with my other friends. And then me and Casey decided to get our hair done that Tuesday early. We woke up at 4:30. And do we want to just go there?
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay, so Tuesday, 4:30 a.m. We're going to Maryland.
Silver Spring, Maryland. And which surprisingly, I did research before we went, because originally we were gonna go to another hair braiding spot, but the reviews were just too mixy.
Yeah.
So
Nadine's.
yeah,
Because literally everyone was like, "Did you go to Nadine's?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, so we were gonna go there. And the reason why we were gonna go there, because they advertised that they can finish your braids in 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours tops. So we were just like, okay, they open at 4 a.m. We're going to go to Nadine's. But then all the pictures and TikToks we've seen, it looked like 3-week-old braids and they just got it done that day. So we were like, no.
Yeah.
So then we found Aisha's hair braiding in Silver Spring. And as you can see, they did an amazing job. We look bonita. We got
Chris.
goddess. We both got goddess medium braids, waist length. And I mean, they look great. But to backtrack a little bit, as Morgan said, we woke up at 4:30. We got there at 5:30-ish. And the lady took me first. Mind you, there was only one lady in there. We thought there was gonna be a couple of braiders just hanging around waiting, but there was only one lady.
Wait, let's backtrack again.
Okay.
They had 3 very conflicting times for them. So on their Instagram, somebody had to change it more recently because it said open at 5 a.m. And we were like, what? But on their most recent post, they said open every day at 6 a.m. But on their website, it says 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. So me and Casey just kind of went off the bio because we both noticed that it was new. So we were like, we just gonna take our chances. And so that's why we got there so early.
Yes. So yeah, luckily there was somebody there at 5:30. So that was a good thing. So she took me right away and she started doing my hair. And I think she started at 5:40, 5:45-ish. And Morgan was just sitting, waiting. And then at 7 o'clock-ish, well, at 6:30, more people started to come in, customers. But at around that time, 7 o'clock, another person came in. And me and Morgan assumed oh, well, she's gonna get started on Morgan's hair because Morgan is next. But no, she started sweeping the floor and there was a lot of trash.
Why didn't they do that the night before?
It was a lot of trash. And it wasn't just hair. No, it was trash.
Drinks.
Food, drinks.
It was insane.
Trash.
Actually.
Wait, bottles on the floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
I wasn't being dramatic when I was freaking out about it, because I was just first of all, this should have been done last night. there's no reason why I'm seeing it while I'm irritated waiting. Like it was too much.
It was I saw like nuts on the floor, like pistachios.
And the girl that was doing my hair was eating nuts and she spilled them on the ground.
But yeah, so,
What kind of place?
but
It's
yeah,
the African braiding salon.
yeah. So around like 7:30, Morgan finally got in a chair and they started her hair at like 7:40, 7:45.
Yeah. I made a detailed note, y'all. Yes, I said officially started at 7:40 a.m. Mind you, me and Casey got there at like 5:40. Like, so.
Yeah. And we realized that that lady who came in is like a finisher. So like there's starters and finishers. The starter starts the braids, like puts the braids in your head. The finisher just finish braiding, like braiding it down or whatever. I thought there was gonna be like two people on my head, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, at all times, which definitely would have made it go faster. But like once the starter got all the braids in your head, they went on to the next person and the finisher finished. And like, yeah, that makes sense. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you would get more people out faster if you had two people. I don't know.
So technically, I had two people in my head and it wasn't faster. So,
Oh.
like, I think for you, because you only had the one lady for a long time,
Yeah.
it felt like that because the finisher didn't get there till later. But, like, literally, like, the lady started this side and then she started this side. And so the finisher was finishing this side while she was braiding this side. And that really tripped me up too, because I was like, it's so much going on. And then when she got to the back, the finisher went over here while she did the back. So like I technically had two people in my hair pretty much the whole time.
Mm.
And it still took 7 hours.
And mind you, I was the first one they started on. And there were like some people leaving like before me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. But after a while, I was kind of getting like restless. I think after like the 6 hour point, I was just like, okay, like I'm ready to go. And I kept saying to y'all, like, my limit is 6 hours. And I
Yeah.
knew it. After that point, I was like, all right, I'm ready. But I did finish before Morgan, and then I went and got Starbucks. And by the time I got back, Morgan was done. So we dipped out of there. But those, I guess, I don't know. I have my cons and I have my pros, but the pros kind of outweigh the cons. I can say it in a second. But when we walked out, literally 4 people like complimented us within 5 minutes.
It was wild. I've never been complimented that much that quickly in my life.
It was crazy. Like one girl
Did it make you feel good?
Yes.
made us feel bonita. Like the girl came out of the store and was like, "Where
Came
did you
out of the
get your hair
store.
done?"
Oh wow.
Yes, it was
She said
crazy.
those are the best knotless I've ever seen.
It was crazy. But of course the cons, it was like they weren't really like explaining anything, like which I expect. I mean, like all the cons that I have, I expected, because we've been to African hair braiding places growing up, me and Kayla. So we've experienced these things growing up, especially that movie, but we won't get it.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah, we did. So I expected it, but like I would definitely go back because I mean, like, look at my hair. Like, this looks great. I know it's gonna last a while. And I've been getting like compliments every time I step out the door on my hair. It's ridiculous. I mean, besides the compliments, like I think they look really good, and the braids don't look like they're 3 weeks old. Like they still look
Yeah.
fresh to me. And also the fact that I was able to like pull them up so early. Like usually after you come from like an African hair braiding shop or just braids, period, you can't really pull your hair up because it's tight. But I mean, it's not that tight to me. I just felt like a little pressure. Um, but yeah, I mean, the salon cleanliness, it wasn't the cleanest, but it wasn't like the worst I've seen. The people there, I mean, my braiders, they were nice to me. They weren't rude or anything. So I would go back. I would give it like my whole experience. I would give it like a 7 out of 10, but I would give the braids a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the braids are a 10 out of 10.
So I would recommend y'all going.
I think for me, because I didn't grow up getting like I've never been to an African braiding hair salon, so it was a culture shock for me. Like I've never been in a salon that was that packed. I've never had two people in my hair. I've never had like French yelling all over the place. I was severely overstimulated. The waiting, like we didn't pack snacks. So I was just a little irritated. Like I was tired from waking up. I was a little stressed because I decided not to take off work because in my head, I was like, oh, we're going to be done in like 4 hours. So that was like self-induced stress, but everything else, like the waiting was just too much. Like had I known better, we would have went a little later. Still early, but not late. And yeah, everybody was nice. There again, the communication really wasn't there, but when it was time for payment, they definitely did let you know payment. I said, oh, okay, we're doing this before y'all finish my hair. So yeah, the cleanliness, definitely not the worst place I've ever been to. But I wish they would have swept the night before that, because that took me over the edge. But maybe they weren't expecting anybody to be there that early. I don't know.
That was an eyesore.
It really was. I was already irritated by that point too, so the sweeping just took me over the edge. But other than that, like I think had I been more prepared, I would have had a better experience. But like I was dramatic and I said it was the first and last time I was going to the store, but I lied. I'm definitely going back because there's no way I'm doing my hair by myself. It would take me like 3 days to do this. So I'm going back with snacks and a phone charger, a portable phone charger. I'm just gonna watch movies. I'm not gonna go to work. I'm just gonna give myself the day. But I would definitely go back. And I think I need to plan for it before the end of July.
Yeah, I mean, like in the beginning, when I said medium, I said that because we asked for medium, and these are not medium parts. Like the people who are watching, this is like medium, more so small. Like it basically medium parts do not exist.
I think some of my parts can be like some of them seem a little medium.
Like on the side.
Yeah, but the braids, they're definitely given medium. I'm curious to what their large looks like.
Y'all see this?
But me and Casey got exactly what we wanted. Like we literally were like, oh, like we want this small, but we don't want to pay the price for the small. Oh, price. It was $260.
Yeah.
We know all the girls now that do hair that aren't African salon braiders will charge $500 plus for a small knotless waist length boho. Like so it's a really good price.
And it's crazy because it's $40 if you bring human hair. So that's why I'm kind of and it was $20 for synthetic is for boho. So how is your price $260 then? Like, why did we pay the same price? Okay.
Maybe we didn't. Maybe I paid $240.
Okay.
Don't trust me. The number 260 is just ringing in my head. So there's a good chance that I paid $240.
If you want something like this, be prepared to pay between like $200 to $260. Yeah. $200 if you're not getting like goddess, I think.
Plus tip.
But which is a really good price.
Really I would bring cash too.
Yeah.
Cash is better. I didn't have time to stop by the bank, but cash.
Yes. So check out Aisha's hair braiding. I will definitely be back, and maybe I'll do a second review to see if it holds up.
Yeah, because it's been almost a week. So
yeah, and they still look great. So
they're still fresh. And I'm allergic to the hair, which kind of sucks too. Like I'm itchy. I have bumps all throughout my head, but it's worth it. So it's all good. But I think it's the color. I got a 33. I think next time I might just have to suck it up and get a 1B because I think it's the coloring that I'm allergic to.
Well, I can't wait to hear about the next review.
Me too. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how it holds up, especially because I'm known like not to keep hairstyles in for a long time. So we shall see.
Yeah. The next day was Wednesday, and I took off the whole week of work, so I was chilling. Morgan was working. We watched Zoolander. And then Morgan convinced Kayla and Maya to come an extra day. They were supposed to come on Thursday, but she convinced them to come Wednesday night. But even before that, Morgan and I went to like a little outside concert thing, and the band was playing like R&B. I don't remember the name of the band, but they were really, really good. And back to the hair real quick. We sat next to this girl, and she was a little girl, and she says to me, "Oh, like you're so beautiful." And I thought she was talking to Morgan, so I tapped Morgan, and I'm like, "Oh, she's talking to you." She's like, "No, you." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And then she was like, "No, but she's beautiful too." He was like, "I saw you," and I'm like, "Oh, she's beautiful." Then I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's beautiful too." And then she was like, "Are y'all sisters?" And you're like, "No." She was like, "Wow, I've never seen two pretty best friends."
If y'all know about kids, y'all know kid compliments are real because they are mean and blunt and they don't really care about your feelings. So like that was the sweetest compliment ever.
Yeah.
Even
She
before that, me and Casey got stopped coming out of like we were walking and this girl was like, "Oh, I like your outfits." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like me and
Like,
Casey just killing the game this
stop,
week.
stop. Don't say nothing to me. Don't pump my head up.
Yeah, it was wild.
So then Kayla and Maya came, and we just chilled
Yeah.
for the
I
rest
feel like Wednesday night's a blur.
We got pizza and went to bed.
Oh yeah.
and attempted to watch Zoolander again.
We was watching Zoolander for like 3 different days.
And then the next day was Thursday. Kayla, mind you, was sick the
For
whole
most of the trip.
weekend.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get over it, but I do feel a lot better. I feel like I'll give it 85% better.
Wow.
Yeah.
So on Thursday we went to Beat the Bomb, which is like an interactive game thingy where you have to do like a bunch of different like
Challenges.
Mhm.
challenges. I was gonna say missions, but challenges was
They were missions. They
Yeah.
were missions.
yeah, especially the laser one. That was a mission.
I don't remember the first room, but it was just like you had to do coordinates and go over to different screens and we had to like listen to directions. And then we did it like 4 times and we were like, when is this over? But each room was 10 minutes. So like it really didn't matter if you finished or not. Like it was 10 minutes, however much you got done is what you got done. So
And however much you got done, you earn points or you earn added time to beat the bomb at the end.
yeah.
So I think altogether we got like 3 minutes, or it was like a minute or something.
It was closer to the 3 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got 3 minutes to beat the bomb at the end, which was I think if we had enough time, I think we would have gotten it.
I think it's funny because with most of them, we were like, wait, what do we have to do? We were so confused.
No, the laser
Especially
one was my favorite.
Yeah,
which
the
one?
laser was
The
hot.
laser.
That was fun.
Kayla did a whole roll on the ground.
I just remember hearing Morgan being like, go, Kayla, go.
Yeah, that was hot.
Crazy. Ooh. What was the other room?
It was the one where it was on the floor with like the shapes.
Oh, I hated that one.
Yeah, that one was dumb. And then also the sound one was kind of dumb.
I hated that one too.
But my favorite was the laser and the bomb and the Coordinates one. I like the Coordinates a lot, actually.
Yeah, because I can follow directions, but I definitely have some sort of processing issues in my head. So like listening and looking at something and trying to get it together, that was too much for me.
Mhm.
It was too much.
And then at the end, we beat the bomb. So we didn't beat the bomb.
We did.
But regardless if you beat the bomb or not, you were still gonna get paint splattered on you, which I actually like that.
Well, you had a choice. So he
Oh.
was just like, if you win, do you still want to be splashed? But
Yes.
in my head, I was like, we're not going to win. So it don't matter.
I think even if we won, I still would have wanted to get paint.
Yeah. We'll have to upload our GIF or video or some photos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we went to dinner and we met Maya's friend. Well, I met her friend. Y'all didn't meet her, but it was nice having her. And then we went to a speakeasy
Oh
after.
right.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. I don't know what else. What else did we do?
That was it after
Oh, we
this.
went home after that?
I believe so.
I
Oh.
think so. That was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we went home.
And then the next morning, we went to breakfast at this bookstore. It was really good. And then we went to the O Museum, which is like a huge mansion, or O Street Museum, which is a huge mansion with just a lot of stuff and a lot of trap doors, like over 70 trap doors.
80.
Oh, 80.
And what really surprised us is that Rosa Parks stayed there for 10 years.
Yeah.
I think that was the best part about it.
That was so wild.
And we went in her room, which I'm not gonna lie, I got chills going in there. I got chills throughout the whole mansion, to be honest.
The mansion was kind of creepy. Just like imagine the show Hoarders. That's what the museum looked like. Like it was just stuff everywhere. And
And you
everything
could,
was for sale.
yeah, I was about to say you couldn't buy it, which was interesting.
Yeah. The pianos, the chandeliers, like as big or as small, you could buy whatever was there. So
It was kind of overwhelming, to be honest. But then they had an underwhelming wine cellar. But and if you go and you're looking for it, I can tell you exactly where it is.
yeah, literally Maya was like this close, like to like being where we were. And then at that point we were just like, okay, where is it? So they have like a video that plays. And then when I heard the video, it said like basically where Maya was. And I was like, girl, you was right in front of it. Like, so we went back. But they made it such a big deal. They're like, you have to go to our wine cellar. Like, it's amazing. We walked in and we were all like, okay.
It's funny because I didn't want to say it, but
Nice.
Very overwhelming.
Yeah. But the place is really cool.
Yeah, I would go back with our parents for sure. I think they would like it, even though mom would probably complain about the steps and walking around and stuff. I think my dad would really enjoy it a
I
lot.
think so too. But it was definitely interesting, very different.
Mhm.
So I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like that ever. So
Never.
Yeah. After that, we went to lunch and dinner, or dunch, at
Mm.
Philomena, which is an Italian restaurant in Georgetown, and that was so good.
they're so consistent. And I'm kind of sad that I don't live around the corner from one because their pasta is just so good.
Because
Even
we've talked about it before. Like it's hard to find a good Italian place. It's so hard, but
And they're all really nice too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, their food was very good.
And that bread was really like one of the freshest breads I've had in a while.
Oh yeah. How about y'all? Was it a cheesecake?
Oh, that was really
Oh
good.
yeah.
It was like an Oreo cheesecake with like a chocolate cake on top. It was like a thin layer of chocolate cake.
Mm.
It was
Mhm.
delicious. And it wasn't sweet.
It was very light too. Like it wasn't much of a cheesecake. The center part, I don't know how to describe it, but it was good though.
But
Like
yeah,
it wasn't thick like a cheesecake.
it looked thick and decadent,
Yeah,
but it
it
really wasn't at all.
yeah.
Maybe I'll insert a picture if I feel like.
But yeah.
It was good though.
Yes. And then after that, we went to go see Paramore. And my quick review on Paramore, I thought they were really good. I just think the venue wasn't that great and the sound quality wasn't that great in the venue. So I think that kind of like hindered the experience a little bit. Because when even before she came on, like the other bands, like it was hard to hear them, like what they were saying, and like the audio people needed to turn something down, like turn the instruments down a little bit in the volume. I don't know. It just wasn't a good balance. But
Was somebody literally in like that tech area that was playing video games. Like, I'm like, y'all need to do your job because we can't hear.
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of gave me like the same vibe as like Billy. Like, I it was good, but like the sound would have made the experience like 100 times better.
For sure. I think if they were outside, oh, that would have been better. Because like you could hear the sound bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
And the visuals were good. I don't know. And maybe it's because I haven't been to a concert in a while where it was just like a main stage. Because usually the concerts we go to, they have something in the middle or off to the side. So it was kind of weird just seeing them stay on that stage the whole time. But I mean, it kind of felt intimate in a way, even though there was like a lot of people. I don't know.
I think it was also where we were sitting. Like
Yeah,
we were really close.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because I knew a lot, like I went through my Instagram and like 3 people that I know were there, but they were like definitely in the 400s. So it seemed really far for them, but we were in the 100s. So we were pretty close. Like, but they had like all the floor seats, which made it seem like even further away. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
overall, I think they were really good, but I don't understand why in 2023 the sound for concerts isn't like crisp.
Maybe people aren't complaining.
I don't know. But I just hope that Drake is decent.
Oh, is he at Capital One?
Mm-hmm.
I think he will be.
Oh
I mean,
God.
it's not Drake, but like just them. I don't want it to be too bad.
Because
With
we
all
actually pretty high up for that one.
and like all the bass and stuff.
Oh,
I don't know.
Drake not big enough to sell out outdoor stadiums.
Mm-mm.
Really?
You don't
Like,
think
he's
so?
like the biggest artist of our generation. Am I mistaken?
Maybe.
I think he could do it.
Oh wow.
Even if he doesn't sell out, I think he can still hold one in like an outdoor setting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Kind
I
of
guess
sad.
we'll
But
see.
It's a
what's
different conversation for a different day. But like how a lot of like hip hop artists, if you notice, like they don't go on tour alone. They have to bring a bunch of people because they won't sell out a show alone. Like really the only person that I can think of on the spot right now is like Jay-Z, who can like easily, he doesn't really have to bring people with him. Like think about like a lot of like the legends, like LL Cool J, 50 Cent, Ludacris, like they're always on tour with a bunch of people from that generation. And yeah, they do shows like that because, yeah. But some people, they just want to see them alone. Like this is like an actual thing. And I've heard it on like a bunch of different platforms, how they talk about that, but it's another conversation for another day. Sorry.
No, I understand. But also going back to Paramore, did you see what happened in New York with Haley yelling at people?
Yeah, I did on TikTok.
Yeah.
Why was she yelling?
So there was this guy in the crowd. He was on the floor and he was with some girl, but I think it was mainly the guy that was the issue.
Mhm.
The girl that posted the TikTok, she said he kept elbowing people and like pushing them, and he might have even like kind of punched someone, but just being very aggressive. So at first it wasn't that bad, but then it kind of progressed. So they were flagging Haley down, basically saying just like stop for a second. So people thought someone like got hurt, passed out, whatever, because that always happens. But they were like pointing to the section, and Haley basically was like, "F you, you need to take that somewhere else." Um, and she said, "Yeah, I'm gonna embarrass you right now."
Mm.
It was kind of crazy.
He looks stupid.
He did look stupid. Because he had like a smug look on his face.
He was kind of smirking a little bit, and so was the girlfriend.
They
I
look
see this video.
They look so dumb.
Yes.
But then I read recently that Haley put out like this long statement, and she says she kind of felt bad for the way that she reacted. Like she said she could have handled the situation a little better. Like I don't think she regrets kicking them out, but just kind of like saying like F you and all that stuff. I don't yeah.
You don't push people. Like that's not the type of concert where like you what is it called? Mosh pit or whatever. Like it may feel like it, but that's just not the vibes.
Yeah.
And back to the DC whatever. For Misery Business, they brought out this girl from Dubai who said she drove from Dubai. And then Maxwell Frost, who is the first Gen Z
Congressman.
Yes, congressman. And on stage, he said F Ron DeSantis. And I'm just like, that was crazy. Like, that was crazy. Like, did he get in trouble for that? But who cares?
Have we met Trump? Like,
Who cares?
yes, he can say that.
But I saw it was like on all of the major news outlets.
Yeah.
But
He was
well.
he was really killing
He
it.
had a time.
Yes, he did. And the next day was Kayla's birthday. And we started the day by going to Silver Diner. And then we went to Eastern Market. Yes, because Morgan and Maya did not go. I haven't went before. Kayla, have you been? No. So it was everyone's first time besides me. They enjoyed. How much was your little oil thing from that skincare guy?
35.
Yeah, okay. Mine was around that price too. I was not expecting that. But anyway.
Yeah, no, I thought he was gonna say like $20, and then I was just like, ooh, I can't back out now.
I know. But we supported a Black-owned business. And then after that, we went to Alexandria, Virginia. And we just walked around. We ate. And then what do we do after that?
We took the water taxi back.
Oh, yeah. It was freezing and windy.
We sat on the top.
Yes.
This was great.
But it was beautiful. It really was a good time. And then we went to, where did we go for dinner? Virtue and Feed, or Feed and Virtue, or something?
Yeah.
I think Virtue, Feed and Grain.
It's a long name. Yes.
Yeah, but the food was good. I enjoyed my food a lot. Um, that was delicious.
I kind of wish I brought my food back with me, but
It's here.
mhm.
Oh,
So I guess you're gonna have to throw that out. But
yeah. Do y'all want to talk about the whiskey flights or no?
Yeah, sure. You brought it up.
Also cut it out too. So I mean,
We'll keep it in. But yeah, we tried 3 different types of whiskey and
they tried.
okay. Yeah, Casey, well, you tried one. It was too much for you, of course.
Not my jam.
Yeah, which is okay. I thought the first and last one were really good,
Mhm.
but the second one, it was very hard to finish. Like, I said it was spicy because it was just lingering for a very long time.
Almost like peroxide. Like it was a 12-year-old whiskey. So like it sits in the barrel for 12 years. And so whatever the barrel, I don't know, whatever happened inside of it, it was just too much. Like it just sat in your mouth, sat in your throat. I didn't like that at all. But the 15-year-old one was surprisingly smooth and nice and enjoyable. So
Well, maybe the 12-year-old one needed 3 more years.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
You needed
wasn't
some more
ready.
time.
wasn't ready.
But what was the first one? Who was that for?
Frank Sinatra.
Frank
Yes.
Sinatra, yeah. And his was really good too. So whiskey
Talk
flights.
about the water. The
Um,
water.
Oh, they gave us a little, I don't know, a little jar with a pipette in it. Yeah. I don't know what to call it.
No, it's a pipette.
Yeah, it was it was filled with water.
Actually, it might be called like a eyedropper or something. It doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
guess a pipette is slightly different. But
Yeah.
anyway, you do the same thing. You squeeze it, it comes up anyway. Um, so they said first taste it without adding a drop of water, but then you add a drop of water, you swish it around, let it sit for 2 minutes, and then you drink it. And what was the point of that again?
I think he said something about the flavors.
It
Like you
breaks
can smell it
down.
more.
Yeah, it breaks down like I didn't even drink it, but it breaks down like the molecules and does a chemical thing. He even said it does something he doesn't even know, but it's supposed to enhance the flavor and smell and taste.
Yeah, and then he said like drop um until you can like drink it. So I
Yeah.
guess after a while it probably dilutes it a little bit too, because whiskey is not a very like easy drink. Like it's a hearty drink. So
And I just kept adding it to that second one.
that second one,
It
I think
was,
I added like 15 drops to that second one. It was
I
bad.
just yeah, it was still hard to drink it, but even when it was like a tiny bit left, but I'm glad that's over with.
But
Don't
yeah,
miss
I would definitely go back there to eat again. Um, and then after that, we went, oh, well, yeah, we went on the boat, came back, and there were fireworks that Kayla missed, but it's okay. Um, they were really beautiful. Like they were
where
expensive.
there was like speculation that like CNN had something to do with it.
Mhm.
Because it was a privately done firework. So, but everybody else got to enjoy it. So it was beautiful.
Mm.
We also experienced another thing beautiful. We went to this speakeasy called Out of Office at Manifest, which is like a barbershop clothing. It's a lot.
I'm
Barbershop.
gonna break it down real quick.
Yeah, Morgan will break it.
So from the window, It is a measly barbershop. Not measly, it is beautiful from the
Not
window.
measly.
It is a barbershop. You walk in, it is like a very niche boutique. You keep going, there's a coffee bar. And then where we went was the door open, and you could go, was it upstairs or
By
downstairs?
itself.
Oh, it opened by itself. And then that was the speakeasy. And it was very cool. I could talk about this all day because it was just so well done. Black owned business. The owner was there. He didn't introduce himself as that, but like, you know me, my fingers get to Googling, and I found that man. But it was so nice. I'm gonna let y'all go before I fangirl a little more.
No, it was really nice. It was a vibe. Probably the best we've been to.
I think
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the best. Very clean.
Mhm.
Everyone was very friendly. I'm surprised there weren't more people there.
it
It's
didn't.
new, but it's a 30, they only have 30 seats. I don't think that they overbooked that. I think it's supposed to have an exclusive kind of vibe, especially because when you book, you have to put your card down. So it's giving very much exclusive, not very like crazy. But yeah.
It gave like, if you were meant to be there, you were meant to be there. And it just, we just kept saying it was well curated, like down to like the paint on the wall, like the color choices, the lighting choices, the music. Like they played R&B, they played some rap, but it was like chill rap. It
He
was just,
played Freeway for us, y'all.
he did play Freeway for us. There was a lot of Philly in the building that night. The drinks, like the star of the show, like they were delicious.
And
Like
beautiful.
we could have, I think if we didn't have like all that to do beforehand, and like we got there and like we were there for like a minute, I probably would have gotten like three. Like they were delicious. And it felt like me and Kayla got the same one. I think it was called like the Black Savant or something like that. And it just felt like a warm hug. And I'm not exaggerating. It really felt like a warm hug. Um, it was just well done,
It was.
truly.
Yeah,
So
and the way you get in is not the way you come out. They have like an entry point and an exit point, and which is really nice because, like, in addition to the well curated thing that we kind of talked about, they had a flow, which was really nice. There was like a bar when you walked in, so I think there was like you could sit at the bar and like chat or whatever. But there were also like little seats and like chairs, and it looked like there was a lot of dates happening. Like I saw a lot of just like men and women like in their little 2-seat sections. They had ice buckets at every location for like if you wanted to buy a bottle. 3 different types of water: distilled, sparkling, I'm saying distilled, but they said
still water.
still, sparkling, or tap. So you have your choice. It costs us $10 for still water. But it was beautiful. Like he also has like memberships for the place. So like you can get the membership to the barbershop, to the coffee shop, to out of office, to their clothing line, like, and you get discounts based on that. Like if I lived in DC and I guess I was near Adams Morgan, like I would get the coffee one for sure. Well, I would probably get the coffee clothes and the out of office one. Because you get a complimentary coffee every time you go. Like that's worth it by itself. And I think the membership was like $85.
Oh,
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm like, that's worth it. I will go every day.
yeah, it is worth it.
Yeah, and then they had from what I've seen, they do their in-house for like shampoo, conditioner, face, skincare, soaps, candles. Like they do all of that in-house, which is really cool. But they also have designer. They have Marnie. They have Acne Studios. And
Rick
they
Owens.
have other stuff that. I didn't know, but everything was just so nice. Oh, it was beautiful. I could talk about this forever.
Even down to the menu, like the menu was, it had like a leather
Mm,
outer casing, even down to the paper, the pictures, like they weren't
pictures,
your ordinary like snap a photo, let me put a picture. They were illustrated
illustrated.
to into the menu with descriptions of what was exactly in the drink. Like it was beautiful. So I will go back to there.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that was pretty much like the end of the night. We went back the next morning. Kayla was asleep the whole day. Morgan and Maya, we went out to the DuPont Circle Farmers Market. And then, oh, we went to DuPont Underground. And then we went to the Little Farmers Market,
No, flea market.
flea market. And
Little
then
flea market.
we finished Zoolander 2.
Yeah.
And they went home.
I was sad.
I was sad too. I think I'm still sad.
Girl, you slept all day.
I'm still sad though. I needed the rest.
But yeah, it was a really good time. It was really nice. Lots of activities, filled with lots of downtime.
Yeah, at our old age.
Y'all's
Old age. I need the rest. I need the downtime. I actually
yeah,
took a nap, y'all. I'm not a napper. I didn't even nap in kindergarten. So it was amazing. I
flash.
think it was literally like 10 to 15 minutes. It was great.
Oh, I just got sick. When you said napping in kindergarten, I thought about like the mats and the smell of the mats. Oh. Anyway, move on to the actual podcast. Um, so for our church announcements, I'm gonna start with the two that like aren't as happy. Um, Tina Turner passed away since we've been away from the podcast. Um, it was sad. It was very sad.
Yeah. It's weird losing a legend,
Yeah.
a living legend. Well, yeah. But
And then the next one that like it's still hitting me, and like Jackie O, she passed away, who is DC Young Fly's partner. They have 3 kids together. She passed away at a very young age this weekend, and that one just was really unexpected and really sad. And we didn't know who she was. She was on Wild and Out as like a Wild and Out girl. I believe that's how they met. And she had her own YouTube channel where she vlogged, and she made TikToks of her and her children. And DC, like he was in some of them, but like he wasn't really the focus. The focus was her and her children, or their children together. And like I would watch her videos, I would watch the TikToks. So that one like really hit me hard because I'm like, dag, like I don't want to go too deep into it because people are debating right now, and it's just not the time to be debating. Um, but yeah. And then the next one. So prayers to the families, prayers to DC's kids in DC, and prayers to Tina Turner's family. The next one, these are 2 movies. Happy Shiny People is a documentary that came out on Amazon Prime. It follows the IBLP. I don't want to call it a cult because it's not exactly classified as a cult, but it's a cult. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, is that the Duggars
Yes.
thing? Oh, okay.
So IBLP, it stands for Institute and Basic Life Principles. And it's a Christian non-denominational centered organization that follows the teachings of Bill Gothard. And it's just like, if you know the Duggars and how they were, it's basically what that is, like what the organization goal is. So watch that documentary because it's crazy and I want y'all to watch it. So next week we can really go deep into it and talk about it. It's 4 parts. It's just sad.
I don't know anything about this, so yeah, I'll definitely watch.
Bill Gothard is still alive. I thought that man was going. He is still alive.
I've never even heard of these names before.
I was going to say the Duggars, they're from the show 19 Kids and Counting. That was on TLC.
Never heard of the Duggars?
Never. I've never heard of 19 Kids and Counting. I don't know.
It's like there was John and Kate plus 8.
I
know them.
that.
And then there were 19 Kids and Counting.
Never heard
like
of them.
on around the same time.
Wow.
I know this is a church announcement and they're usually brief. So real quick, the Duggars, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, they had 20 kids. I think Josie was 20, right? Do you remember me and Kayla always saying in our beautiful, most precious addition, Josie? Anyway, we say it all the time and we crack up because that's a part of like their little theme song of the show. But basically they have 20 kids with, they're all named with the letter J. And they look like they're dressed out of like the olden times because they're not allowed to wear pants. They can only wear dresses and skirts.
Like really long skirts.
And their hair is always really long.
I feel like I might have seen a TikTok on them.
Probably.
They were, I don't know. Was the dad creepy?
The brother.
Oh yes, the brother. Okay, I saw a TikTok,
good,
but I didn't hear names or anything. But I think I saw a TikTok.
The oldest brother.
Yeah, I just remember people saying like somebody was creepy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
ugh.
they're ugh. Yeah, y'all need to watch it because I want to go in on this next week.
Okay.
And then The Color Purple. I just
wasn't expecting that one this year.
Yes, coming out Christmas of this year. They're remaking The Color Purple. Well, it's a remake, but it's kind of like the musical, but movie version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holly Bailey is booked and busy.
Mm-hmm. She's in it. Fantasia's in it. Her is in it. Sierra's in it too.
Really?
Yeah. Coleman Domingo. There's another woman.
Taraji.
She's in it too. Oh, and Danielle Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
She's in it too. So look out for that. I can't wait to watch that. And some of us can watch the original one too. Now for pop culture updates.
Shot?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you not seen it, Kayla?
Let's move on.
You haven't seen The Color Purple?
I never said that. Pop culture case?
Yes or no?
Speaking of someone,
yes or no?
Of someone who's always booked and busy.
Kayla said no, y'all.
But she knows this. She knows this, but she's never seen The Color Purple.
I never said that.
Didn't we have to watch it in school?
Yes.
We read the book.
I feel like I definitely watched it in school.
Not in my class.
That's crazy.
Actually, I watched it on my own. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who's always booked and busy, Jenna Ortega. So she's in London filming Beetlejuice 2, which I feel like I didn't know they were making a second. Yeah. I didn't know.
Do y'all know that Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies?
No.
I feel like I
watched
talked
it
about this for my
recently.
quiz episode. Yeah,
You
Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies.
you didn't have a quiz episode.
Oh, I didn't? I thought I did.
No.
Maybe I wrote it down. I'll take that question off.
We
Where
weren't
was
recording.
Morgan when we watched it recently?
Hmm?
Where was Morgan when we watched it recently? Remember?
Yeah, I remember. We watched it here. I don't know where she was. Yeah,
I
who
watch it at
knows?
least once a year.
Oh wow, interesting.
Maybe like
Yeah. So she was seen out and about smoking a cigarette, and her fans are going crazy. They're mad at her. And what I thought was kind of funny, did you see what her mom posted?
Mhm.
Her mom she was basically throwing shade at her.
She
Was
was
post
subtweeting her basically.
yeah, yeah. Like she posted memes and just different information about what smoking can do to you.
I think they said she's a nurse.
Oh, really?
And I think they said like a lot of her family members are nurses.
I know her sister is one, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
So can you imagine being famous and then having your mom air you out at your big age?
I don't blame her.
Yeah, yeah.
Smoking a cigarette in 2023 is wild.
They're bringing it back though. Remember, like Kendrick? I was like, people still smoke cigarettes?
Oh, speaking of cigarettes, so I think we talked about how Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet are like dating or whatever. Who cares? But there was a picture of Kylie holding a pack of cigarettes. Like, you know how how they were like, how can girls hold a lot of things in their hands? That's besides the point. But Kylie had her phone with like a bunch of things in her hands with a cigarette at the bottom, and it kind of looked like the pack at the bottom. And it looked like she was like trying to hide it a little bit, but no, it was
Yeah, she was holding an ashtray too.
yes, an ashtray.
Is
Like, you be smoking cigarettes?
side eye.
I mean, there was a picture back when she was 18 her smoking a cigarette.
I don't judge for a lot of things, but a cigarette,
I'm judging you if you smoke cigarettes.
yeah,
Cigarettes is crazy.
that's really wild.
Yeah. Hmm. I tried a cigarette once.
What?
Freshman year of college, and I
Putting
was just
that out there.
I don't know how y'all crackheads do it, but yeah, I tried it once, and that was it for me.
Did you
I
light
don't
it?
even think I like inhaled it, to be honest.
Did you go like this?
Yeah, I went,
Did you light it like this?
no, somebody else lit it for me.
But did you have the hand?
No, somebody else did it for me. They just passed it. And I was
Oh,
like,
so the cigarette wasn't in your mouth when they lit it.
not that I remember.
Okay.
I don't remember doing all that. I just remember going,
So y'all shared a cigarette?
yep.
Moving on.
Anyways,
That feels like an episode of Disney Channel when like they smoke a cigarette and they're like,
that's what it felt like.
it.
It did feel like that, but freshman year, I don't even think anybody was on campus yet. Like, because I went to school early. So like I was with a group of kids that came early and it was bad. So I was just like, I'll try it. And then I was just like, I'm never doing this again.
You remember what kind it was?
No, I don't remember anything about the cigarette.
Wow, that's
I just
wild.
remember my roommate at the time was just like, oh yeah, I smoked. And I was like, oh, okay. I was up for anything freshman year, so. But yeah, but I know myself. So like if I know I immediately don't like something, I usually don't do it again. And I haven't. So that was my first and last time.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you learned your lesson.
I have enough.
Well, I don't think people are learning their lessons because there have been 2 DUIs within the same week. First with Danny Legg.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one.
That one was
That one was crazy.
girl. Let's get it together.
She supposedly had like an open drink or open bottle in the car too while she was driving, and she hit a guy. It was a hit and run. She hit a guy and she drugged he was on a moped. She drugged the moped for like a couple of blocks,
Oh,
and they found the moped like a couple of blocks over. So she could be facing some serious jail time.
yeah.
The second
That
person,
happened to my brother.
really?
My older brother. He literally somebody stole his car and he tried to get it, got stuck, and he was dragged for blocks. But I don't think they ever found out who did it. So, but yeah, and she's famous. They're not gonna let her get away with that.
Yeah. The second person, which actually happened last night, was Justin Combs. P. Diddy, Puffy, Sean Combs, Love, whatever you want to call him. His son got into or had a DUI last night. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because his mom, Misa Hilton, went crazy in her Instagram story. And I'm about to read it real quick. So she said, I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son. The statement, "a fish rots from the head down," means that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success, leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise. The truth shall set you free. Stay with me. Act bad? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Act bad? Bad boy? I used to want to be a bad girl. I chose to be a queen. Tried and true. I'm not perfect, but I'm intentional. I should have kept my child with me. F UCLA too. Everybody can get it. 100 emoji. How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money off alcohol and suing the alcohol company. Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it, not mine. And Christina, if you ever try to handle me again, I will go straight across your head. Stay out the way. You are a nice person. Everyone is tough until it's time to be tough.
Who's
So,
Christina?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if I said it, but Justin's mom is Misa Hilton, who was like a fashion girly back in the 90s and now. If you can read in between the lines, she's talking to Diddy.
Yeah.
With all of this
I
stuff.
think that was very clear.
Yes. But everybody in like the comments of like the Shade Room and other platforms, they're so confused. And I'm like, it's so clear what she is saying. Like,
yeah, like she used a lot of words around it, but like we get I got what it said.
You should have got it when she said act bad question mark. Like,
bad boy.
What? But yeah.
Alcohol?
He had Ciroc, Deleon, like you should have
got all dumb.
Yes.
But people are Tamora Lee Simmons entered the chat because she's friends with her and Diddy, and she was best friends with Kim Porter, who passed away, who is the mother of Diddy's children. She said, wait, what happened? Oh, blank. We going in? So this is all alleged, but they're saying that Diddy might have had something to do with Kim's death, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I saw that.
Allegedly. So Diddy is like, people are saying like Diddy is just a very powerful person, and there's a lot of stuff that has happened behind the scenes that we just do not know about with Diddy, and that he's been paying people off for years allegedly for certain stuff that would have came out that would have just ruined his whole career, all this stuff. So
yeah. They said that like when Jamie talked about like one of his parties, and then he had that incident happen. They were like, wait a minute.
There was a
That's
side
actually
eye
kind of scary.
thing.
I want to stop talking about Diddy.
Yeah, I'm getting the chills. But yeah. But people were saying about Justin, like he's a grown man, like he's basically 30 or he is 30. Like he's grown, like he could have made a better decision or whatever. I don't know. I just, in this day and age, there's so many other options. There's Uber, there's Lyft, like there's so many other
Especially
options.
when you're rich.
Right.
Like,
He
Call
can
your
have his
driver.
own driver.
Call your driver. So there's no excuses for
Yeah.
anybody who is in this situation. But I'm curious about Misa because it just seems like all of his baby moms are happy. And it seemed like they all got along very, very well with him and each other. So I'm curious. Hopefully there is a developing story. And especially for Kimura to jump in. Someone said Russell about to call her from the yoga mat and tell her to stay out of it. But Kimura has other stuff that she needs to stay out of this for real because
she does.
not, yeah.
She
Yeah.
does.
But that's that. Also, do you guys know who Chika is?
I have no idea.
She is a Grammy nominated rapper, singer, lady. So this weekend, I don't want to say crazy, but she was on a plane and she tweeted some tweets that were just in very, very, very poor taste. I wish we could like popcorn read, but I'm gonna read it really fast. She said, she tweeted, "The lady next to me who thought it would be a good idea to buy yourself and your twin infants first class seats on a red-eye flight, who just woke me up by bringing your screaming," I don't even want to say this, but BASTARD, she called the kids that, "to our seats to soothe her. I just bought $34 Wi-Fi at 4 a.m. to call you a stupid B word. P.S. I hate you and I hope you get a paper cut between each finger tomorrow, you senseless wench." Like, are you literally mentally delayed? What makes you think a 1-year-old will shut their F A almost said it.
Wait, so Chica's a man?
A woman.
Oh.
Up on a 7-hour flight that takes off at 1 effing a.m. She spelled AMAYEEM. AM. Anyway. You already had them up past bedtime. I don't care the circumstance. Take your bleep to economy at least. So guess who those kids turn out to be related to?
Oh God. Who?
One was Zanique's daughter, who is the child of T.I. and Tiny.
Oh, it's over for Chika.
Yes.
It's over for Chika. Because at
Already
first I was gonna say, like, if she brought her babies on first class, like she's obviously doing well for herself. Like,
but it wasn't. So the one kid was Zanique's daughter, but it was like an aunt or someone who like had the kids or whatever. And she posted a video of the kids on Twitter. Yeah.
oh,
And she had a lot more to say, but you got the gist. And Zanique said, "Wait, I'm in tears, not Chikaboo mad. My child was cutting up in first class. You should have just sat there and been mad, babe. She's sky priority." Like, bags. Like they were, and from the video she took, they were just chilling with blankets, eating snacks, watching their little movie. And right. And so the aunt stepped in the shade room comments and said, "You stupid A B. That was me you were sitting next to. So let me enlighten you, you dumb H. They weren't twin 1-year-olds. One was my 4-year-old child, and the other crying baby you're referring to was my niece at Zanik Jaylee's baby. And she is 2 years old. You're upset because she woke up for 3 minutes crying out of her sleep like most effing children. And I did immediately calm her by holding her and talking to her because it was dark. I can't believe you're insensitive. She woke up once on a 5-hour flight from LA when she woke up, and second off, it wasn't your seat from the beginning. You switched with someone else and sat your fat A next to me, and let me express the funk you brought on top of that.
I'm opening Twitter.
Crazy-ish was you in my ears saying those girls are so good before she woke up out of her sleep, scared, crying because it was pitch black and her TV had gone off, so she was startled. I appreciate all the things you wish for me, and I can't wait to see your A again in person, B. You just mad a woman and 2 children could afford first class next to a peasant such as yourself. You a fake B in person.
Oh.
And then Chika, she went on her Instagram story and
Her Twitter is private.
yeah, private her Twitter. She went on her Instagram story and was like talking it out and saying like, oh, y'all want me to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it, as she continued to talk about it on like 20 more story posts. And she's blaming it on her mental health, saying that she had a manic episode.
Yo, you found out who them kids was.
And all this other stuff. And she was like, I know what I said was mean, but I'm not apologizing. Like, I mean what I said, whatever. My whole thing is, it's like, okay, like you have mental health issues, but like someone said it best, like you're just not emotionally mature.
Yeah.
Like you could have, if you felt that strongly, write about it in your journal. Like choose another outlet or avenue to get your feelings off. You called these kids out of their names, poor innocent children, out of their names. Like you have to be a sick person to do that and film them, like film their faces, which I'm kind of
filming kids is crazy.
But I'm kind of glad she did that so we knew who those kids were and who they were related to. And I don't think T.I. said anything, but Tiny said something. And that was about it. And I think Regina might have said something. But they have like their little group.
Mm-hmm.
But Chika is still getting flamed on Twitter, as she should.
First of all, you mess with the wrong family. Like,
yeah. And what was the other thing? Oh, someone on Twitter was like, not to be a Chika. Like they're using her name now as like a Karen, like not to be a Chika.
That's wild.
Yes. So yeah. I encourage you all, whoever's listening, to read more about this as it's ongoing, because it was insane. Like she called her a wench.
She used a lot of terrible words, like
colorful words.
Yeah, it reminds me of the lady that was in back of me at Audi today. She was so irritated with the people that were in front of me. I'm like, have some patience, have some, I don't know, what's the word? Like
decorum.
But like not respect, empathy.
Yeah.
Like the people in front of me, like they paid in change, and I don't like, based on how they were, I don't think they did it out of spite. I think they did it out of need.
Yeah.
And the lady behind me was just like, what's taking so long? Like she did it loud enough for them to hear. I'm just like, what is wrong with
Get in another line if it's bothering you.
I was patient today, because one, I wanted to just be like, hey, like I'll pay for your meal, which would have been a nice good deed. But then I was just like, no, let me relax. But then when the lady behind me kept huffing and puffing, I almost wanted to tell her that line is open. Like, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna shut my mouth. I'm gonna just practice my own patience. And I was quiet. I waited. It was fine.
It's always people like that though. Like they're just trying to make a point. And I'm like, your point doesn't matter.
So rude. Because I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're just gonna make them feel bad. Like, they're like, oh, what's taking so long? Oh, really? I was like, oh my God.
And you know what, woman? That could be you.
It could. She was doing Instacart. Like, I'm like, ma'am, be patient. Like, she was asking me too many questions too. I was like, homegirl.
And she was a talker, please.
She was a talker because she bothered me twice in that store and then got behind me in line. I'm like, if you want to be my friend, just say that. But she wanted to know what I was doing. I was like, girl, I'm on the phone.
And plus, I think her, like, sometimes when people say things out loud, they're kind of looking for a reaction and like a
And
response.
I didn't give her one.
I think she definitely wanted you to say something.
Yeah. And I like, look, this was me. I didn't even look at her. I didn't acknowledge her. I didn't do anything. I didn't even look at the people in front of me. I scrolled on my phone and I waited. Because yes, they are looking for a reaction. I don't like that.
That is so trashy.
Because I really want to turn around and be like, how inconsiderate are you? Like, you gonna pay for their food? All right then, shut up. Oh man, I wish I was quick with my words.
One day,
I
like,
gave it to her.
I don't wish a situation like that on me, but like sometimes, like, if it ever happens, like I'm ready. Like I feel like I'm ready. Like I'm ready to whip my phone out, press record, and be like, "Suit again, suit again."
Me too.
And she was white too. That really didn't help. So they don't like the word Karen. I know they don't.
I mean,
Like, stop being a Karen.
I sometimes go through like scenarios in my head. I'm like, like I'm ready. I'm sorry. And sometimes it's funny because have you noticed, Kayla, like as mom has gotten older, she like she's like more like tough. And she's like ready like to always like I don't want to say like start fights because it's not that she's ready to clap back at people.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm like, Mom, like people out here are crazy. And if they have a daughter, I'm gonna have to fight them. I'm not gonna fight them. I'm not a fighter.
Yeah, I'm not good with clapbacks. I'll give you a look, but I'm not good.
I think the most like I've done is if I hold the door for someone or like if they hit me, I'm like, excuse me or excuse you. Like I've said that and they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
Oh, it reminds me of me and Kayla. Was it you, Kayla? On the train when the guy was like, what's going on? Move. Because the train was delayed, like getting out. And I wanted to turn around so bad and be like, sir, like there's one door open. Do you know how long this train is? But he was so angry, it kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah,
I was like, let me not say. Nobody said anything to him. They just let him yell.
it's best you didn't say anything.
We don't know. I'm on my business these days.
even like when y'all were leaving in that Karen on the bike, it's like, move out the way. This is a bike lane.
Listen, y'all, the bike lane in DC is serious. It's serious business.
No, it's the way she sounded though.
They were like, what?
And then the one guy was like, did y'all see that? I'm like, yes, we saw that.
It was a family, like they had their like baby carts, what are they called? Strollers. They had strollers and like they looked like they was having a nice family outing in DC.
Nice
All you had to do was go honk on your little bike and drive around them.
Or like behind,
because she was close to me. I could have been like,
she could have said, all she had to say was, excuse me, not move out the way. This is a bike.
It seemed like she wasn't stopping too.
It wasn't either. And it was
so funny though.
Just talking about that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, so my sister was there on the trip with us, our friend, and we were telling her all about like the DC stuff, but me and Casey literally were telling her about Casey's experience with a biker that morning. And so she got to see it like firsthand, which was hilarious to me because I didn't expect it to happen.
I do not play about their bike lane at all.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Well,
That's so funny.
we have two
it's
clips.
crazy.
All right. Well, we don't have a question of the day. For real.
Ooh, yeah, we don't.
Um,
Oh,
but wait. Well, I mean, like I kind of have one, but like I'm not like prepared, but like I could say it.
yeah. Let's hear it.
I saw it on Twitter. What's a dance move or piece of choreography in pop culture that has stuck with you? I mean, we can name the obvious ones like the moonwalk.
Oh, that is not where my brain went immediately.
Yeah, same.
But so okay, here's the thing. Is there a difference between like, okay, it says dance move or piece of choreography. So are we gonna go with things like the Dougie, her cat daddy?
That's immediately what I thought about.
Or like, for example, that I could think of right now, like in Bad Romance, Lady Gaga, how like that choreography is like iconic, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it could be both.
I thought of like Beyonce's like dun 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 that thing.
Mhm.
No, wrong one. How y'all know
Single
what I'm
ladies?
talking about? Not the single ladies, yes, but no, the other one.
What was this one?
I was about to say. Don't wipe your nose.
I just saw myself.
I'm trying to think of what you're talking about.
When she does the two songs,
The two songs.
it's like
The
I told you I wanted to learn how to do it.
Oh, I've been thinking about the money.
Yeah.
Everybody mad. When she does it with Diva, the mix into Diva.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That is iconic.
But yeah, I was thinking of like I don't know if this is just Black culture though, like, but like I feel like a lot of white people play Soldier Boy at their weddings. So I would count that. What is that dance called?
Superman.
Yeah. Like that's pretty iconic. Like I feel like if you put that on, everybody's gonna start dancing. Like
You
at the
said
end of the day.
everybody. Yes, everybody gonna start dancing.
Everybody.
I think yeah, that whole like
That whole era.
era, like 2007.
That's very specific. But yeah, like Rockaway, Dougie, Cat Daddy, Jerk.
Reject. A-Town Stomp. Thriller. Thriller is a good one.
Yeah, that one definitely beats everybody. Like even more than the moonwalk.
Yeah. Remember the Time is great choreography.
Mm-hmm.
Really great choreography. What is some iconic choreography?
What's the one? Oh, it's escaping me. Is it James Brown?
James Brown?
No. Is it Elvis? Does Elvis have a move?
He did the little legs thing.
Who am I thinking of? Oh, come back to me. I can't think. Oh my God. How is it?
One that sticks with me is Rhythm Nation.
Mm-hmm. That is great.
No, if we're just talking about iconic choreography,
yes.
it is, Morgan.
I'm thinking, sorry. I don't
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the dance. I can see it in my head, but I can't translate it into
MC Hammer?
no.
Because
But
people
that
be
counts.
doing that.
Yeah, that's one though.
it's like the memory just getting fuzzy now. Like,
Are you able to do it?
no, because it's disappeared. Like, have you ever had something in your brain and you're like, it's almost there, like it's almost fully developed, but not quite. Uh, maybe,
Ooh,
maybe I'm thinking of Superman. I don't know.
Gangnam Style. That was like
That was a time.
that was a time. That was a fever dream.
Yeah, I feel like that one doesn't count.
It doesn't. I agree.
It was definitely an era.
The Harlem Shake is very iconic. The real Harlem Shake, not the whatever they was doing in like 2013, 2012.
Wow, that's what I think. Yeah, that's not now.
The lean with it, rock with it.
Oh, what's the other one?
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. What's
Yes.
your
Oh my god, I used to do all them little dances.
You know what's iconic, and this is for the old heads that are watching. Is it from Dirty Dancing? Well, obviously the lift from Dirty Dancing, or is it Flash Dance where they go like with the water? Yeah, is that Flash Dance?
Yes.
Okay,
It's not Dirty Dancing.
right.
While we're on this dancing topic, I just scrolled down a little bit and I forgot to mention during me and Casey's free concert, we sat next to this couple that had a dog. And so there was like little kids walking everywhere. But this one little boy stopped and he was just like, he wanted to pet the dog. So he was really nice and just like petting the dog. But his mom was like, come on, like we gotta go stop petting this dog. And he just wouldn't stop. Like he literally like dragged his mom over so that he could pet the dog. So then the lady interacted with him and was just like, oh, like, are you enjoying yourself? Like, and this is when it kicked up. She said, did you dance? That little boy broke out into his own choreography. And I mean, when I say little, he was little. And like, he did his whole dance in front of me and Casey, like directly in front of me and Casey. It was hilarious.
And like, he really bust a move, and he had the most serious face. It's not like he was smiling.
Serious.
He was like,
no, he was serious. I wish we don't record kids, but I wish I could have recorded him because he was going in. I was like, wow, it was hilarious because he was dead serious.
I just have one more dance move that has stuck with me. It is the Little Kim.
Oh yeah. Between her and Mary J, iconic movements.
And I think one that has become like recent is the little Omarion with the arm and the kick.
and the one that Genuine.
Oh, it's been iconic for real.
They're hilarious. But it's about that time. Songs of the week. Songs of the week. I don't really think I have one. Oh, I do have one. There's a girl on TikTok. Her name is Sosa. She kind of has like a 90s vibe. I think she's from the UK. But if y'all haven't heard of her, go listen to her. She's definitely an up and coming artist. If you love like old school stuff and you want somebody current and new, she's your girl. Like, I don't even remember. I think one of her songs is called What You Want From Me, and that one really feels like a 90s R&B song. And I think she has another one called Lemonade. But she's trending on TikTok. Her regular version and her sped up version and slowed down version to her like What You Want From Me song is trending right now. And it's really good. So she is my song of the week.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Good, Kayla.
Mine is kind of similar. I don't know if she started off on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, but Casey introduced me to her. Her name is Van Van.
Kayla, I was gonna do Van Van.
No way.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I
That's
see you, man, on TikTok.
that's crazy.
But go ahead.
But yeah, my song of the week is Playing Outside.
It is? Oh, that's what the song is called. I was about to say, dang, that's a coincidence.
It is.
Oh, that's cute.
We keep
Share a
singing.
little bit like about who Van Van is, like very brief.
I don't know much about her. You just sent me, I guess, the original video of her singing and doing that little dance to the song with like a straight face.
Yes.
And then somehow she ended up on stage somewhere doing it.
Yeah, she performed at the Cheer Wine Festival in like one of the Carolinas. Yeah, she's just so cute. She like raps off the dome. So yeah, she's just
Oh, that video you sent me earlier. What's the name of that game again?
I Spy with my little.
She's playing I Spy. She was on like a radio show playing I Spy. So she's like, I spy with my little eye something black. So the host, she's like, okay, there's all different, like there's black stuff all around us. Is it the microphone? Is it, I don't know, the wall or whatever? And she was like, no. And she's like, oh, well, what is it? She's like, that boy over there. And then they show the little boy's reaction. It was the funniest thing.
I'm stressed. That was stressful. I knew you were gonna say like she said a person. I thought she was gonna be like you.
No,
but that boy over there is
little boy in the corner.
But the way she said, she's like, no, that little boy over there.
Wow.
I'll have to send it to you.
Those little girl singers are fun, or whatever.
Because remember Zaza?
Yes. What'd she say? Don't make me get my finger. Was that her song?
No, that's way before her time.
Oh.
What is Zaza's song? Commercial break. Oh, what I do. What I do. Yeah.
There's another one. Her name is like That Girl Lele. But like, I saw her recently and I was like, whoa, she's grown now. Like, what the heck did that happen?
That young adult Lele.
Yeah.
She's on Nickelodeon.
Really? Wow.
He has like a whole line. Like today, I saw someone with a That Girl Lele backpack on.
No way.
Yes, she has a whole line out. And there was also another girl named like Nia K, who she was a rapper, but she's like older now and curses. So
curses. Wow.
All right, my song of the week.
Why is that the cover?
Playing outside every day. Y'all go listen to
that.
Wow. So mine is, I'm gonna be like Morgan briefly. Mine is an album. It's called I Thought It'd Be Different by Rory from the Rory and Maul podcast.
He has music?
Yes.
Oh my God. I learned something new about this man every episode.
I said this.
Wow.
But it's kind of like the album's like an R&B vibe. I think you would like it, Morgan. He doesn't like sing on it or anything. It's like he produced some of the songs, he wrote some of the songs. He's like comparing it, but not comparing it to like a DJ Khaled type, or like DJ Khaled don't do nothing on songs, but you know, he doesn't sing. But it's just a really well curated album. My favorite songs off of it so far are See How This Thing Goes with Conway the Machine, and I cannot pronounce his first name because I don't know this person, but Hablo Brown cousin. And the other one I really liked was My Phone Can Die with Ari Lennox and James Fauntleroy. And then it was the one that I sent Kayla that I can't remember which one it was. but it had like an 80s type feel to it. Like an
Yeah,
80s.
I liked it.
But I'm definitely gonna have this album on repeat. It just came out. So go listen to it, guys. Go support Rory. They're my favorite
Called
podcast.
Other Side.
Ah, yes, Other Side. But yes, if y'all didn't know, Rory and Maul, my favorite podcast. I never would have thought I would like their podcast, but my favorite. They're so funny, and they talk about everything. So that was
I
a
love
plus
that.
for them.
I
Even
should
though,
listen to them.
yeah, you should listen. I don't know if you would like them though, but
Why?
listen. It just doesn't seem like it's your vibe because it's like some of their jokes. I don't know if it will land with you.
Okay. I'm gonna listen. I'll report back next week.
But definitely, yeah, both of you. I don't, yeah, y'all listen to it.
She like, but cool. Well, I think this is the end for now. I know we are a little delayed this week for our loyal listeners, but we are back on track and ready to. I think we're getting like really close to the midway part of our season, so I'm excited to see where the summer will take us because we have a lot going on.
We got to work on that episode with Mom.
Yeah. We're gonna bring their mom on hopefully soon.
Morgan said
All
we're
right, y'all. It's been real.
back on track and ready.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.